What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live episode of Game Time here on the Outlaw Nation channel. I am the Outlaw John Rocha, joined by these three gentlemen today to have a little fun talking sports. Thank you all so much for joining us. Jay Washington, how you feeling, man? How you doing, my man?
I'm here. I think that should count for something.
I think it does count for something. Yes,
I
agree.
My body is in pain from working out, and I'm about to go back to the gym after I get done with this because I'm trying to do something with my life.
Yes.
And then I'm stressed out because I'm trying to find a place. So I don't know anything anymore.
Yeah. Well, as Blade might tell you, use it. Winston A. Marshall, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm tired. My body is tired because I just had to sit in traffic to drive to Hollywood to try and take measurements of my new apartment, but I can't get in. One, the construction was terrible. Damn near blew my eardrums out. But two, the lady, even though we were like, on Friday, I'll be there Monday around noon. She was like, all right, cool. And then I'm outside at 12:10 just because of traffic. And I was like, hey, I'm outside. And she goes, do we have an appointment? I was like, bitch, check your text messages that we agreed on. She goes,
I hate that.
She goes, my bad, I totally forgot. And the building manager's not going to be there till 2. Can you do it at 2? I was like, no, I have to go back to work. So I pretty much just drove into Hollywood for no fucking reason, which is annoying because gas is mad expensive right now. That's
dude, it's insane right now.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm kind of glad to a certain small little bit of a point I don't drive like that regularly because I'd be ready to fight everybody. Oh, by the way, also I'm in a lot of pain because I sliced up my goddamn head. I pulled a chunk of meat out of my head shaving. So that's the beautiful thing.
Shaving?
Stop trying my head to be me. I lose a chunk of my leg. You're like, I can do better. Here's a chunk of my head.
Were you trying to predator shave like with that big ass bow knife? Were you trying to like? Is that what you were trying to do?
It felt like it because I was half asleep doing it, and I gotta.
All right.
To my band.
Yikes!
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Like Bill Duke is gonna just like break the razor against his cheek.
Also, that was for you, Rocha. That's what the A stands for right now.
Alex Smith. Oh, nice. Thanks. We're tired.
You can't see my name. Thank y'all can't see my name because y'all be like, y'all, you petty. You petty. My name is Petty right now. I'm just like, it's just really how I feel right now. Like,
who saw the father? What? Okay. All right. All right. And our guest today joining us, Ben Goddard. Always great to have you on the show, brother. How are you doing, man?
You know what? Like, I'm not as tired or in pain. I mean, who's not tired nowadays? But this is all coffee. So hopefully by the end of this,
bitch, coffee.
Tired.
Yeah, there he goes. All right, there he goes.
Shouts out to Starbucks Nitro Cold Brew in the fucking can.
Oh, dude, that's the move right there. I get if I go to gas station, you get those big double shot ones. Like
I get the triple shot ones now. They got triple shot ones, and I'm
my favorite thing is I'm moving in with somebody that has over 15 pounds of unground coffee beans. So it's her last job, so I got coffee.
Wow.
Is your girl smuggling cocaine past dogs or something? What is happening?
What is that all about?
No.
Because she used to work for a coffee company.
She was the marketing exec for a coffee company. So before,
but she also smoked cocaine.
No, shut your ass up. No, she doesn't. Yo, she
a drug mule.
She literally was like, "Yo, real talk."
She's educated. She's white, educated from Harvard. Nigga, she smuggles cocaine.
Fucking stop! Literally stop.
So rabbit beans.
You dating a drug mule? What's that all about? That's funny.
Blade Ben Goddard for bringing this up at first. Blade Ben Goddard for starting this.
It's like the What Do Men Want? It's So I Married a Drug Mule, the reboot of So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Blame Ben Goddard because I know you're frustrated. I know his face is heated. He gonna come back here perspiring. His hair gonna be lower down. Gonna be like, you motherfuckers, she's not a drug mule. Look at it. Look, watch his face. Watch his face.
I can't wait till they arrest it, until they pull his car over and she slides the keys under Winston's chair, under his Winston's seat.
Blame Ben Goddard.
All right, see, I smell it. Smuggling that Colombian Bam Bam. That's right. As they said in was it Ricky Bobby. Anyway, we'll get into a lot of sports talk now that we're past this situation. We'll get into a lot of sports talk today, get into some news, and please, be lively in the chat, have some fun back and forth, send in some Streamlabs and Super Chats as well as we go along into the stuff we're talking about today. And let's get into it now. Just right off the bat, the Chiefs, what a massive trade they just pulled off here. Remember, they got their butts handed to them. I think it was 31-9 in the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. According to statistics, Patrick Mahomes endured the most quarterback hits, hurries, and sacks in one Super Bowl than any other team in any other Super Bowl ever. And that includes the Bears walloping the New England Patriots. So I was pretty surprised to read that stat. And in a big major move here, they made a trade with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens sent Pro Bowl offensive tackle Orlando Brown Jr. to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Ravens acquired 3 picks in next week's NFL draft. A first rounder, which is number 31 overall, a third rounder, and a fourth rounder, as well as a fifth round selection in 2022. The Chiefs get Brown, and they'll also get Baltimore's second round pick in 2021 and a sixth rounder in 2022. Brown is only 25 years old. I mean, he's going to be 25 rather. On May 2nd, he started 42 games for the Ravens after being a third round pick. He's allowed no sacks or quarterback hits in 700 snaps at left tackle last season. That is incredible. His pass block win rate is 91.3% over the past 2 seasons, and he will be joining Joe Thuney, Kyle Long, and Austin Blythe, who all signed as free agents for the offensive line here for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Lauren Duvernay-Tardif and Lucas Niang are back this season. They tried to get Trent Williams after Eric Fisher was released, but they replaced, but Williams re-signed with the 49ers, so they went this route. Jay, I go to you first on this one, man. This is massive, massive move by the Chiefs. They understand we got to protect Mahomes better. This could lead, if this line holds up, bro, we could be looking at a 16-0 season possibly for these Chiefs.
That's the biggest reason why everybody said that the Chiefs lost, because their O-line was depleted. Then you had to move guards to tackles, tackles to guards, which from some people think is just an easy switch, and that's not. Those are two. Your missions and your assignments are completely different. Yeah. And then now you're going to have a fully healthy Patrick Mahomes, who didn't he have toe surgery or something like that? Yep. Yeah, he's got his toe taken care of, so he's got the off season to chill. So you get all that, and at this rate, is like you said, healthy is the issue. But again, also 17 games now. And I know in retrospect, when you think about it, you're going, well, they just take away a preseason game and add a regular season game. Well, there kind of is a difference because preseason, your starters don't play. You know what I'm saying? And now you got big men. You got Pro Bowler, big heavy hitters have to go not 16, 18, not 17, 18 weeks now, because technically it's 17 weeks, including the bye week. Right. Which is supposed to be a rehab week, but that always ain't the case.
Yeah, Winston, what do you think about this? I mean, this is the Ravens essentially helping one of the top teams in their own conference. We could see a Ravens Chiefs AFC Championship game where the O-line is being helped by one of their former players from the Baltimore side of the ball. What do you think about this move by the Chiefs and the Ravens?
I mean, did the Ravens not just get a first-round pick from it, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and a fifth-round pick? You're telling me that they got all of that just to give somebody a lineman? Now, mind you, some of these top-tier linemen are worth it, but they also would have had to pay said linemen coming up soon.
True.
So they dumped potentially money they were going to have to put in this guy. They got 4 fucking players, essentially, or maybe even more if they want to flip those picks. Let alone they have 2 first-rounders in this year's draft. So, I think that everybody won here. I don't think the Chiefs really need much. They needed a way to further protect Patrick Mahomes because Chad Henne can't bail them out every fucking playoffs. So they needed to find a lineman that could help protect them a little better.
Hey man, they're Chad Henne supporters out here, brother. You gonna let these Chad Henne supporters
Henne Giving Sunday, baby.
But that's the whole thing, is that they didn't need anything to other than to really make sure that Patrick was better off. Now, mind you, someone in the chat mentioned what are they doing for their defense? They do need to worry about their defense a little bit, But that's not necessarily what they were built. They were built on a bend don't break while Patrick Mahomes puts 60 on you. So if you're getting Mahomes back to form of being able to drop 4 to 5 touchdowns, then yes, you should look at your defense, but you don't need to put like that much effort into it. That's not it's not what's like going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Ben, I mean, he Orlando Brown Jr. tweeted out that, on January 29th, I'm a left tackle, and he capitalized that word. I know all about capitalizing words in tweets for stressing certain situations here. So it's very clear that he did not want to come back and play left tackle again for the Ravens, and he kind of alluded to his dad. His father saying he wanted him to play left tackle, and he wanted to fulfill that dream overall. And he's one of 4 offensive tackles selected to the Pro Bowl in each of the past 2 seasons, along with David Bakhtiari, Terran Armstead, and Laramie Tunstall. So that's a hell of a company to keep. And this could change the mentality, the philosophy for the Chiefs offensively. This could make them even more of a potent offensive power. What do you think?
I think this worked out for both because, I mean, like you said, he wanted to get out. And usually when that happens, like, being a Spurs fan, when Kawhi wanted to leave and he had 1 year left on his contract, we didn't get everything we wanted to. Like the fact that we had to give up Danny Green as well as Kawhi Leonard. I know people love to clown on Danny Green, but the guy does what he's supposed to. He hits corner threes and he plays decent defense. That's his job, and he does it pretty well sometimes. Yeah. But so for them getting all these picks and for the Chiefs getting the offensive line they need, because Winston's right, bend don't break. It's like, okay, we'll give you up a field goal. We're going to go score a touchdown. You score a touchdown because you need to score a touchdown because Mahomes is going to come back and drive down the field. And even in that, like you saw him running for his life and still hitting people in the hands, in the helmet, and they were dropping balls. So like, the game should have been closer if receivers were catching, even when he was literally scrambling for his life every time they hiked the ball. Yeah. It's crazy to hear that stat, but when you watch the game, as the game went on, just like it was ridiculous. It was literally like playground football where it's like they were like counting alligators and then you rush the quarterback. It was ridiculous. So, I mean, they got scarier. But that's the thing is that there's nothing really guaranteed to where, okay, now the Chiefs are going to be good for sure. Football is right. Especially we've seen it in the NFC South where the worst becomes the best almost every single year. Like that conference flips over so many times. And so, yes, with that quarterback, I definitely think it'll happen for sure. But we never know. So, everyone's got to stay healthy. And like Jay said, 17 games. That's a long season and a lot of contact for literally everybody on the field. And especially when your franchise is so built around Mahomes, you gotta pay up for a lineman for sure. You gotta wonder, Winston, like will these offensive linemen, as Ben just stated, stay healthy? We've seen it all the time. First game of the season, dude steps wrong on a pushback or trips over one of his own players, and he's out for the season. And especially with a guy like Brown, you don't want that to happen. Obviously, I'm knocking on wood, but he's been pretty successful with numbers that are out of this world for a tackle and doing it injury-free. So are they tempting the NFL gods here a little bit with what they're constructing to help Mahomes?
I mean, you could say the same thing about bringing, Odell Beckham Jr. from New York, and then he ends up tearing his ACL. Like it happens. I don't think you can't think in those terms because football is a violent fucking sport. So you have to think of it in terms of what, provided everybody goes healthy, we do all the right things, et cetera, what is the best move for our squad to be able to advance? And the truth is their O-line was terrible. Because look at the Cowboys, for example. Were we gonna maybe win the Super Bowl this past year? Nah, I don't see that. But would we have probably gone pretty deep in the playoffs if we had a healthy team? Sure. But we were literally, I want to say over half of the starting squad was either season-ending injury or half a season injury. You can't. That's half the squad. That's the curse of just that year's injury bug. But you can't think in those terms at all. You should have a backup plan, but your backup plan is never going to be as good as your primary. You know what I'm saying?
You got to play to win. You can't play not to lose.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And you wonder, having this kind of O-line, if this starts to give a new dimension to the Chiefs' offensive game planning, that the running backs start to become a little more of a primary option for them as they game plan throughout the season, because that's another way of protecting your quarterback, is not having him being in the back there waiting to get hit as he's trying to find somebody open over the middle or on the sides. So that's a possibility too, where you take a little more pressure off Patrick Mahomes and put some more pressure on the running backs like Le'Veon Bell. I think he re-signed with the Chiefs and the other running backs that are there now. So that's a possibility too with an O-line like this, I think.
I mean, going back to the Cowboys, you saw it happen with Romo and DeMarco Murray and Dez. Like, they became the new triplets. Like when Romo finally got his line, and he wasn't scrambling for his life every single play and trying to make plays and stuff like that. DeMarco Murray was like the leading rusher, and we had a balanced offense, and Dez caught it. I'm going to say that again. Dez caught the ball, and we won that game. And then and Dak inherited that amazing line, and so did Ezekiel Elliott. Like, it really balances out an offense and keeps the defense on their heels. Like, it's regardless of how amazing Patrick Mahomes is, it's easy to like put six cover people out there and not have to load the box and not have to try and scheme for both a play action. Like, no, we know you're going to pass it. Like, you can fake a handoff. We know you're going to pass it. And Tyreek Hill is still the fastest person on the planet, and it's still hard to guard. But at least we know, okay, we're going to try.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, but we're going to try.
Dude, can you imagine if Usain Bolt was good at route running? My God. God.
Dude, if LeBron had chosen football, good God Almighty, that's another part of that too.
I remember the beast dreams about playing for the Browns. That was a good commercial.
No, I remember he would have been a phenomenal tight end. LeBron would have been, and then Usain Bolt would have just been he would have been Deshaun Watson on crack, bro. He was like,
and you could teach people how to run routes. Like you saw, I keep bringing up the Cowboys. Like Deshaun Watson not Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson is like the perfect example. That dude ran.
Did I say Watson?
I think I said Watson.
Oh, well, I meant Jackson. Sorry, I meant Jackson.
Yeah, but like he was the runner. Go deep. He was literally the playground guy. Go deep now. But him and like Ted Ginn and Devin Hester and Miles Austin. Miles Austin became a number one receiver too, and like dated a Kardashian for a little bit. You can teach people how to run routes. Like maybe that ended his career, but we'll never know.
You don't want to be.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Someone should do a stats breakdown of players before they got with the Kardashian, players during their time with the Kardashian, and players after when they were the Kardashian. I'd like to see that broken down.
Someone posted that Steph Curry had more rebounds than Tristan Thompson the last time they played in the finals.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
That's because Aisha Curry out here making a nutritious meal, and the Kardashians were out here making drama.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Right. Yeah. Well, after this trade, the Ravens have 9 picks in this 2021 draft. 9. They got the 27th and the 31st pick in the first round alone. 94, 104, 131, 136, 171, 184, and 210. So they're going to have themselves if they plan this right, they could have themselves quite a draft. And so the Ravens have proven over their time in the NFL that they can draft well. And they've won a couple of Super Bowls off their ability to draft the players they need to fill holes on their offensive or defensive side of things. So shout out to them for sure. We'll see how this all plans out. Could be interesting if you've got, the Ravens and the Chiefs in the AFC championship game for sure. All right, let's see. We got any more stream? Okay, we get no Streamlabs and super chats yet. Ladies and gentlemen, send in your support for the show, please, as we go along here. Any questions you have, any sports questions you have, we're always open to answer any of them as we go along. Well, as we go from a trade to an option here, the Cleveland Browns have exercised the 5th-year option on Baker Mayfield. No surprise, really, here. It extends his contract through 2022 with Cleveland. He'll make $18.86 million. They also exercised a 5th-year option on cornerback Denzel Ward. It's a good sign for the Browns here. Baker Mayfield really found himself last season under the tutelage of head coach Kevin Stefanski, rather. They went to the playoffs. They shocked the world and whooped the Steelers in that first round and had a chance to beat those Chiefs. Couldn't quite get it done because of any given Sunday. But Mayfield finished last season ranked 10th in the league in QBR with 26 touchdown passes and only 8 interceptions. And from week 7 to week 15, when the rubber hits the road, he was actually 3rd in QBR, trailing only Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. So, and they just shored up their defense with Jadeveon Clowney and a couple other pickups. This Browns team could be the team we're talking about in the AFC Championship, possibly. What do you think about this, Goddard? What do you think about this?
They've been the darlings for a long time, when they got OBJ the first year, they were on Hard Knocks, right? And you could tell like just with I can't remember the name of the coach, but like him and that old Steelers offensive coordinator who was their offensive coordinator, like we're going back and forth all the time. You could tell like it wasn't there,
right?
But Hugh
Jackson.
Yeah, Hugh Jackson. That's what it was. And just like you could tell, but now they've got a steady hand on the wheel of this ship. Baker Mayfield is, he's not dancing anymore. He's still like got his swagger about him, but he's on the field about it. Like he's not Oklahoma Mayfield anymore. And that's what they need. And, you got to root for this team. Like you got to root for the city of Cleveland sometimes. And I like that they've slowly come together and built this team. And I'm excited to see what they do. Like, that is crazy that they were a Chad Henne scramble away from winning that game.
Yeah.
Or at least getting the ball back and trying to win the game. But I'm curious about them. Like, I don't want to people are so quick to crown. And again, like NFL, it's not the NBA where you add Anthony Davis and you win the finals.
Right.
It's the most team sport there is. So, and especially with injuries, we're going to see if OBJ can stay healthy. I hope he does. I never want anyone to get injured. Right. But with those two, who's the other receiver? I'm so bad with names. He was on the they played at LSU together.
Yeah, you talking about Landry? You talking about Landry?
Is he still on the Browns, Landry? Yeah. Okay. With those two weapons on the outside and with Chubb running the ball, like that's an offense right there. And like you said, Jadeveon Clowney joins that line with Myles Garrett, who just a lot of good stuff. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, you got Beckham Jr. on one side, Jarvis on the other, Rashad Higgins, all those guys doing great work last year, and some good backups in Donovan Peoples-Jones and Jamarcus Bradley. They had a little bit to do as well. Winston, now, I mean, Ben brings up an interesting point here, right? I mean, there have been a lot of expectations of these Browns, and Baker was kind of, winging it out there and getting interceptions and not quite leading them to victories until this past year. So do you think he's turned the corner, or does signing that option, getting those $18 million, does he start to get a little more cocky again? Or do you think he's going to stay a little bit humble and understand what he needs to do in this kind of rebirth under Stefanski?
I need to see it before I can answer that question, because we saw Baker Mayfield kind of do some work his rookie year and then get a big Hulu deal and get a big State Farm deal and all this progress. It was one of the things where it was like, living with the Mayfields or some shit, and like home field advantage with Baker Mayfield, that series of commercials. Yeah. And that shit kept playing, and he kept playing like shit. Like that's like, and so I need to see, now that he's had the success, now that supposedly the fame doesn't go to his head, that he's not going to go full Manziel with this. Yeah. Before we see what ultimately happens. Now, if he gets there, I'm secretly rooting for him in the sense that I don't have anything against Baker Mayfield, and he's not in our division, let alone our conference. So it's not like I have to worry about him unless it's the Super Bowl. Yeah. But until I see it, one good season doesn't necessarily mean anything for me yet. You know what I'm saying? That means that he's on my radar, but I need to make sure he's still got the sauce next year.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with the same thing. I think you got to see it again. We've seen quarterbacks who like just flame up for a year. I mean, look at Mark Rippon. One damn good year the whole time with the Redskins. It happened to be the year he took us to the Super Bowl. Was never able to repeat that form before or after. It can happen with I think there's more potential with Mayfield. We just got to see how he responds, because now that people know what they can do, they're not going to overlook the Browns anymore. They're going to game plan for the Browns more strongly, more confidently. They're going to be more aware of Stefanski's instincts in certain moments. So we'll see if Baker has that extra level to go to overcome that kind of stuff and put the Browns into contention.
That's the thing, is that they're not the Browns anymore. People are going to circle them on the schedule and be like, this is our game. Like, this is what we're doing. And, you say, like, 1 year flame up. Speaking of the Browns, Peyton Hillis was on the Madden cover.
Great point.
Had, like, one of the best years and literally never did it again.
Yeah. What's that face? Oops, wrong one. Sorry, guys. I have so many ones here. What is this the right one? There we go. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
we go.
Yeah, what do you think, Jay? Baker Mayfield signing the fifth-year option, $18.86 million. Do you think
sun even shines on a dog's ass someday? That man needs to have 2 consecutive good seasons. Do not do this whole, he did 1 good season and now all of a sudden, Baker Mayfield is that guy, because Baker Mayfield's track record says otherwise.
Yeah. That's true.
What's amazing is that Jay wasn't listening at all and ultimately ended up agreeing with us completely and totally with the same thoughts. Like, Jay, we didn't say it quite as eloquently as the sun shines on a dog's ass at one point or another too. But like, it was the same thing. We're like, cool. Like, I'm surprised that Matt Thomas isn't in here going off with the mouth, being like, y'all gonna put some motherfucking respect on the motherfucking Browns, on Baker Mayfield. But like, again,
this coming from somebody who used to have Mitchell Trubisky, and everybody was like, Mitch the guy, and I was like, you're a fucking liar, because Mitch Trubisky had 1 semi-decent season. We were supposed to all of a sudden be like, Mitchell's the guy. That's not the case. Yeah, the Browns did what did nobody expect them to do. They were this close to going. But did they go? No. Did Baker have a pretty decent year? Yes. Will he repeat it? That's a whole nother question.
That's a good point, Jay. He had a chance to win that game. He had a chance to lead the Browns down there and couldn't quite get it done in the end. So, and against a bend don't break Kansas City Chiefs defense that a lot of people felt was there to be gotten. Scott Welsh saying, welcome to a new episode of Glasses Time. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. All right, let's move on to our next thing. And this is one that's close to Winston and Ben's hearts here. Sean Lee of the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, he has retired after 11 seasons. He decided to do so earlier today. He was the second-round pick in 2010 out of Penn State, 2-time Pro Bowl selection in 2015 and 2016, and the leader of the defense for most of his career. He issued a statement saying, it's been a complete honor. I've been blessed to play for the incredible Jones family with such great coaches and teammates that I love like brothers. I loved every minute playing and tried to pour my heart and soul into winning and helping my teammates at all costs. So he retires at 34 years old, having led the Cowboys in tackles in 2011 and from 2015 to 2017. He owns 5 of the top 7 tackle games in the history of the team. Good God Almighty, including 22 tackles versus the Giants in 2016. He was credited for 995 tackles in his career. Good for 8th in team history. Winston A. Marshall, this is probably a sad day, but also kind of maybe a bittersweet day because like the injuries were just slowing him down and he couldn't quite stay on the field enough.
Do you remember the movie Not Another Teen Movie, John?
I do. Sam Levine's in that movie.
He is indeed in that movie. Now, do you remember? I'm trying to remember the name of the.
How dare you? How dare you? I actually know Sam. Go ahead.
It's a solid point. That's a solid point. We literally are all friends and or co-workers with Sam, and yet Jay Washington, no matter what show, he could be like, so the other day, I was watching Patrice O'Neal's special, rest in peace to my brother, who was a very good friend of mine. I knew him back in Chicago. We used to hang all the time. He was my best friend. I used to take out his trash. He used to walk my dog. Like,
you, sir, are a dick.
If you remember Not Another Teen Movie,
yes.
I want to say the character's name was Bubba. Maybe it was Bubba Ray. So it was something like that.
It was the guy from Varsity
Bobby
Blues.
Joe.
Yeah,
but it might have been Bobby Joe. It was something like that, right?
Yeah,
and it was literally the same guy and the same actor from Varsity Blues.
From Varsity Blues. Now, they had a counter instead of the first down, second down, third down counter on the scoreboard. They had a counter for how many concussions before Bobby Ray died.
Reggie Ray.
Before Reggie Ray died.
That's a Schmoedown question.
And that is a question. Is Reggie Ray? Well, how many? That's a 5-pointer. How many concussions was it before he died?
17? I don't remember.
He had when the movie started, he had 3 left, and there were a couple times he got tackled and would hit his head, and then it would just be out cold. And they were like, "Oh, it's down to 2."
Yeah.
Reggie Ray was really, really good as a lineman. Reggie Ray was 2 seconds away from death always, and that's exactly how I feel about Sean Lee. Okay. Sean Lee is one of the greatest linebackers we have seen, not only as from the Cowboys, but in the last decade. People have obviously been the minute Sean Lee goes down, now the Cowboys defense is vulnerable. Now is the time that you go because of what he brought to the game as that leader, that general on the field. He was that guy. So am I sad to see him go? Of course I am, because I know what he can do for the team. At the same time, every time he went down, there was both a mix of here we go again, as well as my guy, you're going to die.
He was Lawrence Taylor in Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, also Reggie Ray. I was literally both
were the same. Literally, if you remember Lawrence Taylor, they were like, he was like, man, give me this shot. They was like, hey, bro, hey, Shark, we can't give you this. It was like, we can't give you this shot. He was like, man, look, I got to hit my bonus.
Lawrence Taylor and Any Given. Come on, Doc.
Bonus. Come on, I got to hit my bonus. I got to hit my bonus.
Come on now.
Yeah. So
I don't think Sean Lee ever took a chainsaw to someone's Lamborghini outside of a party. But I mean,
we don't know.
A Hummer. No, he's definitely done that. I'll put money on that. I guarantee you that.
You got 2 sides of the team. You got the offense and the defense.
I guarantee you he did that shit. But that's all. That's all I'm saying is that out of fear for this dude's safety, I would much rather he made his money. You know what I'm saying? He made multiple Pro Bowls. I'm sure he will end up in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, to be honest with you.
Sure.
Being 8th in tackles like that and what he did and all that. I'm sure he'll make the Cowboys Ring of Honor. So I'm sad to see him go, but bro, go put your feet up. The same way I was like, why the fuck did Alex Smith come back after his legs were broke into sand? His bones were sand. Mm-hmm. So same thing. You still have your body. Spend time with your children, with your loved ones, bro. Please retire. Yeah. Come back as a linebacker coach.
Oh, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You know they're gonna keep it in the organization. He's gonna get a linebacker coaching job. The minute he's already hired. He's literally already probably still in the building. Just cleaned out his locker, moved it to an office. That's literally what this move is. And Winston said it perfectly. He was the leader of the defense, and that's how good he was. Is that he was even the leader on the sidelines in street clothes. And, no one questioned when he came back, who was going to be the leader or anything like that. But yeah, he's just one of those players that just couldn't stay healthy. And you hate to see that. But after, a career of playing football and being in that position, we saw Luke Kuechly retire early. Yeah. So I'm glad that Sean Lee's retiring early as well.
Luke Kuechly was like, bye. He was like, nope.
Yeah, after you see Luke Kuechly crying, when you get a concussion, it just messes. Those are just some scary images. Yeah. So I'm glad he's safe and healthy, and I hope he stays that way. But played great, love him. Can't wait to see him on the sideline with a clipboard.
Also, from the standpoint that you could really make it happen with $1 million, but let's say you make $10 million in your career, and that's all you make. Do you know how comfortably and rich you can live with 10 mil if you invest that shit properly?
In Texas?
Especially in Texas. So my whole thing is this. If you have made your monies and it's clear you're not going to be in a position to go and win a Super Bowl or whatever the fuck else, and you've been hurt multiple times, you bet your ass you better retire before all the medical bills keep stacking up and your ass fucking regrets it. He's rich now. He's good. Invest your money and live, baby.
In other words,
get some Dogecoin. Yeah, what?
For black people, be Trinidad James. Get your one hit, get your money, and go.
Yeah.
Pop a mile and not sweat.
Woo! And go. Be Trinidad James.
Yo, I guarantee you that Sean Payton was out. That's Sean Payton's favorite fucking song, bro. Because y'all know about this, right? Y'all know Sean Payton is infamous that he be doing Molly all the time. It's like any Saints fan knows this, that Sean Payton is constantly high on Molly.
What?
Did you not know this?
No. What?
Oh yeah.
Well, the coach of the team.
Was he on Molly when he got slimed? I hope so.
That's what Beyonce's internet is for. Sean Payton Molly.
Wow.
Former Saints player Sean Payton is a Molly addict.
Wait, the coach? Oh,
Wait, yes, the coach.
No, that can't be real.
They say Sean Payton's. They say Bounty Gate wasn't about bounties, nigga. It was Sean Payton for Molly.
Oh my God!
I want to party with Sean Payton now at Comic-Con. I want to see.
I don't know if you could hang, Jay. I don't know if you could hang. I don't know if you could keep up with Sean Payton.
I just want to watch him pop the Molly, start sweating.
Oh my God!
Like I just want to see it.
Start rubbing your face. Start rubbing your face all night.
The funny thing is, I'm starting to realize why they pick out. Like now that I think about it, that's why they actually put in Kevin James. They're like, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you keep abusing Molly, you're gonna end up looking like Kevin James."
Oh my Lord!
Fantastic 314 says this for Jay. Sean Lee is the Cowboys' Brian Urlacher.
Speaks volumes. Then all right.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
what you're gonna say. So you're telling me Sean Lee is gonna be bald headed and then all of a sudden start doing hair plug
and be racist? No, I don't think that's happening.
Urlacher's racist with a black baby mama.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's fair point.
Isn't he also? But if I'm not mistaken, just from a career standpoint, isn't he? Didn't he also make the Hall of Fame? Or has he not been out long enough?
He's not.
I think so.
No, he is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think so.
I would think Urlacher's a Hall of Famer.
I just don't like. That's the only reason why I would not go so far as to call Sean Lee. I think our next defensive Hall of Famer is DeMarcus Ware.
He went in 2018.
DeMarcus Ware will be our next.
Yeah, he missed time. Sean Lee missed time with a hamstring injury, wrist injury, toe injury, neck injury, knee injury, core muscle injury, as well as concussions. He missed the 2014 season because of a torn ACL, and then last season played only 9 games after undergoing sports hernia surgery in September. He was contemplating coming back, but in the end decided to retire. And this follows a really it seems to be a purposeful shift by the Cowboys to move to go younger. The defensive lineman Tyrone Crawford also elected to retire recently, and the team moved on from their long snapper LP Latacora. They've been there for 16 years.
Dude, crazy.
It's DeMarcus Lawrence, a second-round pick in 2014, is the longest tenured defensive player on the Cowboys right now, and Randy Gregory, a second rounder the next year after that, 2015, is the second longest tenured defensive player. So going younger, I guess that makes sense financially as well. And you want these, and you sense the game is moving towards that. These guys that are going to do 17, 16 years, I think that's become way more of a rarity as these players get so much more physically on point, and this game gets more brutal as it goes along with the advances in science and working out and all of that. These guys coming in with way bigger frames and faster than ever before.
I can't wait for Sarcastaball. I can't wait for it because it's Sarcastaball. You've never seen South Park? When when they talk about how bad football has gotten, we're like almost on that trajectory in real life, because like you keep saying, the advances in science and getting bigger and stronger and faster, and then I'm like, oh well, the equipment protects more. And it's like, well, here's the problem: if the truck decides to get more torque behind it, the equipment doesn't protect you from the truck. You know what I'm saying?
The equipment's not catching up at the level that these guys are.
It's not catching up.
What is it? It's essentially you got your Kevlar, but when they start using hollow points, what the fuck you gonna do? You know what I mean? Once they start
that far,
am I not wrong? You were essentially your body was getting hit by a car every fucking time, and now you got seatbelts, but now all of a sudden what the fuck your seatbelt's gonna do when you on a, like you said, you on a Mack truck, you on a fucking train and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is not Fast and Furious. Cars do not catch people, and it feels good. Michelle Rodriguez is not landing on the My Pillow guy over here.
The My Pillow guy. There's somebody right now watching this that owns a My Pillow. Is like, you're gonna shut your whole mouth.
So we got a couple of super chats come here. Xavier Black Wiley says, I'll give you more to give the NFL a rest till September. Let's miss football, guys. Talk about the NBA a little bit more. We will a little bit later. Knicks win strict UFC 261, Liverpool Super League golf, even if you're the only one talking about it, Rocha. I love the show anyway. Have a good day. Thank you, Xavier. But the NFL is a 12-month league, son. We got the draft this week, so it's a 12-month league. So is the NBA. This is sports now. But I appreciate it. We are going to get to the NBA in the Super League in a little bit here. Afrofuturism says, John, what are your thoughts on the rumors for the last couple of years about America, Mexico, and Canada starting their own conference like the Super League? When do you think this may happen?
You might as well go into the conversation now. You might as well just do back to back.
I'll do it in maybe, but I don't think this is. Let me change that. I like this one better. There we go. Here's what I'll tell you. I don't see it happening, because there are so many issues when playing between these countries, all three countries. And I don't see American teams playing in Canada than playing in Mexico and playing the domestic leagues. It just doesn't make sense. It's a lot of wear and tear on the bodies. And so to me, it doesn't make sense that they would do this at this point. Plus, how is the money sharing situation going to go? Who's going to get the lion's share depending on what? And it's not set up.
Trash.
It's not set up. Yeah, right.
We're trashed.
Yeah. So
we can't
Canada.
we can't, but we're worse because we're apparently America, and then we're supposed to melting pot, and everybody's fucking coming here and shit, bro.
United States. I need people to start calling this country what it's called.
Fine, bitch. USA, ho. What you want? You know USA. What the fuck I'm talking about? I'm specifically saying we are not good enough to do that. We can't make the World Cup, the Olympics. Fuck, bitch, we ain't won the Gold Cup in years. Yeah, Mexico whoops our ass every other fucking year. Like, get the fuck out of here with us having our own Super League. We could be the Cleveland Browns of the fucking North American Super League. I'm sorry, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We'll start our own Super League so we can be the best in it for like a year, and then we'll suck it.
Well, and the thing is, there is a league that's set up right now between the United States and Mexico. It's a cup, and we rarely win the cup because American teams can't hang at the level consistently overall as the Mexican leagues.
Are lazy.
I'm just not lazy because it's not all Americans on every team too. They bring in. Right, but overall, the talent isn't quite as high as Liga MX. Yeah,
the real truth is that in the same way that everybody comes to the NBA, if you want to be the top of basketball, and then it trickles down to China and various other leagues and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of we even beat you guys Trinidad and Tobago. Exactly,
true. You did,
but we don't send our most talented kids to go learn to play soccer. They want to play football, basketball, baseball. That's what they're putting their energies into. Yeah. That's why you're only we can only get so far. Whereas you are seeing for a lot of girls, our top athletes are going to soccer. They're going to tennis. Yes. They're going to things like that, which is why you then see our women's team whoop everybody's ass because literally all of our best female athletes are playing soccer at a young age and kicking everybody's ass, or they're going to be in the next Serena and kicking everybody's ass. It's just, that's only one person at a time. There's not a team sport to you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't see us doing it, personally.
We've got players who are now starting to go a little more consistently to the bigger leagues. We have an American player at Barcelona. Christian Pulisic's been killing it at Chelsea. So we have them, but it's not like we have 17 players that are over there playing overseas for the best teams that when they come to play for our team, we're going to kick some ass. It isn't that way anymore. We were always a scrappy team that could somehow get it done to get to the quarters or the semis of the World Cup, but never really in contention to win it. Now we seem to have almost regressed in terms of that kind of determination and pluckiness because we're trying to train these players to play a little more the European style. So it's going to take a while before we get to that point. For sure. Can we get Old Man Jay's wisdom about soccer? Yes, please. Old Man Jay, what's your wisdom about?
Kick the ball. Listen, back in the day,
you couldn't do a lot of shit in the black neighborhood. So sometimes you want to play basketball, and if you got 2 left feet, you try to utilize them other ways, and you try to use a little football. And then your papa tell you that you ain't got no goddamn football talent. So what you do is you go out there, you go down the street with the little Mexican boys, and you start kicking the ball with them.
Oh man,
That's
Jay,
who was
no.
in the neighborhood.
Oh man, Jay, no.
They never said, look, let me tell you something. They never said the Latinx boys in the 40s. They said the Mexican boys.
That's true. That's kind of true. In the 40s. In the 40s.
Oh my God.
They said, look at the Latinx boy. They said the Mexican boy. Little Mexican boy down the street.
All right, that's fair.
Him and his family, they was in the park playing soccer. It was 12 on 12. We didn't know who the hell the position was. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them didn't have cleats. They was out there running on the damn fields in dress shoes. I was like, you're going to slide on grass. Now you took your 2 left feet and you know what I'm saying? You tried to kick the ball. And sometimes the ball hit you in the face, but you learned. God damn it, you learned.
You learned, that's for sure.
Yo, as soon as he said you go down and play with the little Mexican boys, the chat, whoa!
Again, in the 40s, name me one person in the 40s that was like, the Mexican community. Everybody, nobody even saying people of color. It was like those coloreds. Like,
right. That's my only thing. If Jay is, as long as he's not out here openly using slurs, like that's exactly how old people talk. Where it's like, yo, grandma, not every Latin person is Mexican. Well, I don't know. My homegirl Maria at church, she Mexican, and my homie Jose, he Mexican. I don't know.
You do Bill Bellamy's mama on The Brothers. She was like, what do you call a Mexican girl? A white woman with a taco. What do you call an Asian girl? A white woman that eat rice. I swear that watch The Brothers. Winston is sad because he knows.
My Lord. All right. On that note.
Before we get canceled. What? What is it?
You don't pay the rent in this goddamn place. I'll pay my goddamn bill.
Jay, yes. Nah, it's Captain. That was the funniest part. Jay and I Alex David and Molly Damon are friends with the dude that said, nah, that's Captain America, right? So we got to meet this cat, and we just gave him the fucking business. We were just like, that old man could have just been like, hey, see over here, that Black Falcon out here. Look at Negro America. Negro America. Hey, come on now. You ain't gonna call him no Negro America. His name is Colored America.
Afro American. He's Afro American. You know what I'm saying? Look at the shield. They're gonna put a fro in the middle where the star is. I
don't call him that. I call him Soul America. That's what I call him right now.
Good job, John. That's put me in the middle of this. Put me in the middle of this.
Now, let me ask you something. Some little white boy in the middle.
Oh boy.
Ben just do that with sip coffee. I'm sorry.
Yes. Like we said, this ain't Sports Center. All right, let's move on. Okay, we'll circle back to a couple of more.
314 says that Jay is right. Even in the 70s, they was like, look, because everybody was a little black boy, little Mexican boy. I'm like, they used to say, they be like, yo, again. There's a neighborhood in Chicago. There are 2 of them. One is called Bridgeport. The other is called Canaryville. If you think what I just said was bad, imagine what they still say in 2021.
Senior nerd, you're going too far with that comment, pal. All right, let's speaking of the Super League, let's jump into that now. We'll circle back to a couple more NFL topics here. But yeah, the Super League, as some of you may know, 12 teams tried to create this Super League thing. The fans went crazy over there. The football fans went crazy over there in Europe, and the 6 English teams within 24 hours had pulled out of this league immediately. Then Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan both jumped out, and then Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, and AC Milan have still not formally withdrawn from this nutty competition. Yes?
Winston.
Why all them English teams look like a dude that went to his girl was like, hey, baby, so, I was thinking, like, would it be cool if, like, we went and got Candace from the gym, and we like brought her home or whatever. She's like, "What the fuck did you say?" I said, "Candace, a heinous bitch, and I'll never speak to her again." I don't know with Candace who? Oh, it's fuck that bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
my god,
those English teams. The
Couldn't
minute
believe
these
it.
fans are like, "I'll fucking kill you," they're like, "Yeah, we don't want to do it no more. We don't
We're
want to
not
do
doing
it."
it.
Like,
Like,
we
it was
never want to do
like,
it.
you know what? We never said it was official. They just said our name was responsibility. I mean, we hadn't really signed any papers.
We said, what if? Like, we was just asking. We were just asking. That's all.
we was just
Hypothetical. Hypothetically.
The end of that Kanye song. I mean, hypothetically. I mean, don't take this seriously. I mean, but I mean, you hurting me. I mean, you hurt me. Oh, baby, you know I'm just kidding.
It was
Let's go
basically
do it.
fuck this shit
Let's
I'm
go
out.
do it.
Fuck this shit I'm out. No, sir. Like, everybody was just, like, all 6 English teams. Like, when the prime minister is like, yo, the government may have to get involved, everybody was like, wait. This was we was all high one night at the bar, and somebody wrote on a napkin, "What if we did this?" And we was like, Somebody put it on Instagram. The shit was real. We didn't know. Everybody changed their tones.
Yeah.
They didn't. I don't think they thought that backlash was going to be as adamant and strong as it was.
Yeah, as Nelly once said, I got a friend with a pole in the basement. What? I'm just kidding. Unless you're going to do it. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, that was what they did. They ran away from this thing, and the UEFA president came out today and said there's going to be punishments. There's going to be some kind of disciplinary actions. He wouldn't go into specifics yet, but he did say that he is separating the 12 teams into 3 different groups. The 6 English teams that immediately jumped out within 24 hours will have less punishment. Then the 3 teams after them that jumped out will get more punishment. And then the last 3 that still haven't officially pulled out are really going to get punishment. And one of those is in the semifinals of the Champions League. And they could take them out this year in the next week. Crazy.
That's a black Latin parent fucking discipline right now.
Use the smartest one.
It's this. Okay, y'all up to some bullshit. I just came in the fucking house and saw y'all up to some bullshit. Ben, Jay, obviously, because you freak out, you back out first. Then Ben, you back out second, and John just be stubborn as shit. I'll be right back.
So look, we gonna do what we gonna do is we gonna start our own motherfucking league. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make all the money. Can't nobody tell us shit. You wait for them come in the door.
Boys, I'm home. What y'all doing? What you doing?
Look, UEFA can't do shit about us. And hey, mama,
y'all little niggas look like you did something. What you do? y'all look like you did something.
No, I put the chicken out of the freezer, like you said.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Y'all clean your room?
Almost. Let me go do that real quick.
Okay, cool. So John, since the boys just both disappeared here, how was school? Did you get your report card and shit? Why does it say here that the 3 of y'all tried to start your own gang at school called the Super League? The fuck this say?
Jay, I left really quick. I left in the beginning. I left in the beginning. I didn't want to be part of it. That's what.
Ben, was your little ass a part of this little Super League?
No, I told him not to do it, and he did it anyways.
John, I know this is all your motherfucking fault. You started this goddamn Super League, didn't you?
I just wanted to make some more money. I wanted to make some more money to help us all.
I don't work 4 fucking jobs for you to go out and make some money. You take your little ass to school and you learn, bitch. That's what you do. You fucking learn.
I'm okay. But mama, I'm okay because I jumped out early.
No, because you let your little brother do this dumb shit. You grounded for a week. Ben, your ass grounded for a month because you didn't fucking get your little brother on top of this and your little bitch ass. You ain't doing a goddamn thing for the rest of your life. Yo, yes, I'm you little bitch. I'm talking about you. That's your ass. Okay, that's your motherfucking ass. You ain't going to no motherfucking no school play. You ain't going to. You ain't on no goddamn sports team. You're done. You're fucking done.
I'm gonna need to get.
You ain't even go see your daddy. The 2 of them get to see their daddy. You ain't see your daddy. Your daddy is never.
Wait, do we got different daddies?
That's all right. I'm still gonna start my own league. I'm still gonna start my own family. I'm gonna start my own family.
You gonna do what? Little nigga, get out my house. That's it.
Oh my God.
John's gonna be in his room like that Kevin Hart stuff, like, tell him I can't start.
I'm running away. I'm running away.
I'm running away. Me and He-Man are out.
But that's what it was. It was like the English teams was like,
oh yeah.
oh shit, and then. But then like you said, there's still teams that are like, no, this can work. What?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, 3 teams have still not pulled out because they think they're going to find a way to circumvent the system. Because let's tell you something. Tim Sim brought it up. We should bring up his super chat here. He's absolutely right here. He said that with the ESU done, the European Sports League done, EU football fans are saying the MSM aren't paying mainstream media aren't paying attention to the Champions League's 2024 changes, which are not Super League bad, but they're still pretty bad. Yes, agreed. Because essentially that's what this is. This is a power grab, a money grab. And yes, a lot of the American owners are kind of pushing this along with other owners. Certainly the Saudi Arabian owners from other teams. You've got the Asian owners from other teams. You've got British owners, Italian owners. They're kind of pushing this idea because they see the American model and they see the potential to consistently be making money every year as opposed to being in danger of dropping or losing. And so it kind of replenishes that situation. It's a way to drive up the prices of the franchises as well. So never underestimate the power of greed. But this is one of those rare times where the fans actually shook these rich motherfuckers to their core and had them running out of the room with tails between their legs. I'm telling you, this does not happen in world soccer. It is really, really fucking rare. So that's what makes this such an interesting situation because usually they don't listen to the fans. The owners do whatever they want to do. They'll jack up the prices. They'll make you pay for stadiums just like here in the NFL, and they'll do all kinds of shit to screw over the fans. But this is the one time where the revolt was so loud and so consistent that they backed down, and all the other clubs going after them as well didn't help at all either. So, yeah. And if you saw
here's
Liverpool's John Henry with that apology, woof, that was rough to watch, yo.
I have a question.
Rough.
So
Yeah.
the teams pull out of this situation, because sometimes you just don't pull out. But the teams pull out of this situation in the league.
Yeah.
And, Ben, they don't know, like there's times you just don't want to pull out. But the teams pull out this. Here's the question: even if they go back to their respective leagues to play,
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
how are they received by the other teams?
Well, the other teams were super pissed, man. The other teams and the owners were incredibly pissed by this because essentially you're taking a huge chunk of profit out of the league, and there is some profit sharing within all these leagues. And so now you're hurting their bottom line. And some of these clubs depend on that money to be able to even exist as a club. Like we saw a few years ago, there were 3 clubs that played in the Champions League, Jay, and all 3 of them within 2 to 3 years went into administration or folded as a club. So that has happened before because the money for these players is so high, and you're taking a chance to get them and pay for them on your squad. And if they don't produce and you don't win titles or get to the Champions League, you don't get that money back in your coffers. You're done as a club. So it's a high price game now.
Well,
in world soccer. Yeah.
Dude, the fact that they did that and then tried to say anybody that comes, like, because that to me is some like little kids on the playground shit. Like, we ain't gonna let any of our mamas punish us for this. Watch, because here's what we're gonna do. Anybody that's a part of the cool kids Super League club, nobody gets regulated at all. We all get to stay on the gang forever. We're forever members.
Yeah, that's basically
never
it.
a problem. They literally set it up that any of those founding members of the Super League would never be regularly.
Yeah. They'd never. Yeah, it was going to be 12 teams, and they would consistently stay up at the top tier, even if the other 5 teams they were going to invite in had worse records. They would still stay up, or had better records rather. They would still stay up. The one of the 12 teams, and the other or 2 of the other ones would drop out, and new people would come in. So it really was a way of just kind of solidifying themselves as a powerhouse team for the rest of their existence. And that's what was really behind all of this. Like I said, you can't underestimate greed in this situation like this in world football. So, but Liverpool is really, that's my team. Liverpool is getting destroyed.
Jesus,
because
Cheryl.
What is
the
Cheryl
only
say?
option is to pull out. Good.
Well
God.
said, Cheryl. Well said.
Hey, Cheryl, we need to talk after this show.
Oh,
sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh. Oh my. Anyway,
I'm just
So-
gonna see myself out.
I just like how both Rocha held his head down. Ben just took his glasses off, like, Lord,
Yeah, Maranta's right. The Super League brought Arsenal, United, Liverpool fans together to hate their owners. It's curious that you didn't mention Manchester United, Maranta. Yeah, your
Does
team.
that not say United right there?
Oh, I thought he said
Arsenal,
the other team. I thought he
United,
said
and
City.
Liverpool.
I thought he said City. My bad.
That,
I'm
that
getting
is
old.
the most old man shit I have
Yeah.
ever seen. It's like, yo,
true.
John Rocha, Jay Washington, Ben Goddard, and Winston Marshall, my 4 favorite Schmoedown personalities. Yo, you ain't fucking mentioned the Outlaw, bitch. You ain't fucking... I said John Rocha.
Who's this Rocha guy? Who's this Rocha guy? Oh, the Outlaw. Right. Oh, sorry.
Well, damn, my bad. Shit.
Anyway,
you should have put that in cap. But like, why is it in cap? Come on.
It's true. Put it all in cats. They'll pay attention if you do that. Anyway, yeah. So we'll see what happens as it goes forward and what the punishment's going to be. But like I said, this is a very, very a rare thing in world football, and to see it happen this way. So hopefully, this gives the fans a little more agency too as these teams go forward, because people like stepped down from their positions. People resigned. Owners were doing like recorded apologies. Stan Kroenke, who was one of the most notoriously hard to find owners in the history of sports, was found immediately to deliver a message and pull out the situation. So that tells you everything you need to know. And now the owner of Spotify, as Connor is pointing out, is looking to buy Arsenal. Spotify is looking to buy Arsenal. So there you go, Winston. You get a playlist and a soccer team at the same time.
I mean, look, if that means that we have the baddest fucking soundtrack for a team, I'm all about it. But otherwise, I don't know. Can you make our team better and not just be the ain'ts of the fucking soccer world?
Yeah. Well, one of the things with Arsenal is the American owner bought them like a few years ago, and since then they've gotten worse and worse and worse every year. They're in ninth place. So yeah,
that's why.
Good.
I'll be honest with you. I've been paying less and less attention, not because I still don't love the team, but because I can't. I already have enough things stressing me out. I'm trying to move, trying to fucking figure out how I'm gonna pay my bills. Like I can't then watch a team that like the most recent game we lost 1-0.
Yeah.
But
Everton.
controlled the ball for like 80+% of the time. Had 20 shots on goal with nothing going. They had like 5 shots on goal and fucking scored in 1 of 5. And we shot 20 fucking times and didn't fucking hit shit. Like I'm like, ugh.
That's how it is.
I hate us so much.
That's how it is. Sometimes you can do it 5 times to get a baby. 20 times you can't get nothing. Iram Permaho says the fact that Tottenham was also a member baffled me. They never won any trophies. LOL. I agree. Tottenham being part of this was like the redheaded stepchild being asked. Wait, am I allowed to say that?
We just gonna let him go past that. Like you just did say that. So
move forward.
we're just gonna let him just move.
Who started this?
You started this. You did start.
Yeah,
this.
Jay.
That's true.
Yeah, Jay. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. We'll keep tabs on it as we talk about it. But let's move back a little bit to the NFL, a little more of a sobering conversation. And this one for Jay Washington, brother Steve McMichael. We found out a few days ago he is suffering sadly from ALS. Former Super Bowl champion defensive lineman, former WCW professional wrestler, and people forget WWE commentator for a few matches. He is 63 years old, and he revealed that he is struggling with ALS. He now uses a specialized wheelchair that the Chicago Bears organization volunteered to pay for. This is pretty humbling situation. If you want to find this article, you find the interview, which is really, he's still talkative, making sense and what have you, but you can tell that this is not the McMichael that we knew from the past. Jay, he's an all-pro guy, became a legend in Chicago. He played for 12 years for the Bears, set the franchise record, second in the franchise with 92.5 sacks, and then had a sterling, you could argue, professional career as a professional wrestler.
Man was a member of the Four Horsemen.
4 Horsemen and a Super Bowl champion, Jay. That no one else has done that. No one else has done that. So thoughts on this with McMichael and the sad news around him?
It was the picture. The picture that came out was what shocked and just it hit everybody deep, because you were like, that's Mongo now, and you see it, and it it puts it in perspective that a lot of people are dealing with battles that we never know about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are fighting things that may not just, especially when it comes to professional sports and primarily football, it may not be just CTE. But Alzheimer's and other things. And again, how quickly ALS can take a turn on somebody and take them from a normal living person to what we're seeing with Mongo McMichael now, and to know that it can even go worse, unfortunately. And so, my heart and thoughts and prayers on all the good stuff goes out to his family and friends and close ones in the city of Chicago, because we're all like, everybody that were Bears fans are like, yo, this is just because there's no real words. We dealt with the passing of Walter Payton due to liver failure. Yep. I remember that. I remember being at work when that happened. And then, you lose. We hear about greats in the game from every different corner of different sports, and we hear about different things that happens. But to see this puts a lot, because ALS is, again, that is to see that man and to know that he's battling with something. Again, 63 years old, sometimes you don't expect him to look like the professional wrestler or former football player they looked at in days of yore, but it's like, man, this is just sad.
Yeah. Gentlemen, Ben or Winston, you guys familiar with McMichael? Thoughts on this at all?
Not really. I looked him up. I recognize his face a little bit seeing that. But I'm not super familiar with him, just because obviously I had a much smaller time where I was into wrestling. Not being a Cowboy, I really only got into football fully around college, outside of just the Cowboys. So I'm not familiar, but I do remember what ALS was doing to like Steve Gleason and how crazy that was.
Oh, right. Great point.
And so this is just sad to see in general, to see anybody dealing with this. And I agree with you. This is another instance, without knowing what people were saying about him a little while ago. This is another instance that you can look at people or hear people. If they do something that directly offends you or is morally corrupt or something like that, that's one thing. But if somebody looks like they're struggling, to not crack jokes, to not go at them, because one of the things that was so sad about Chadwick, people were cracking jokes at Chadwick at that last All-Star game. Little did they know that was the beginning of the end. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was just struggling to be there and enjoy that moment and all that kind of stuff, and people were going at him. So the same thing with Steve. If people were talking shit to this guy, you need to eat your humble pie and just really remember that you never know the battles people are going through, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so strange how people just don't learn that lesson, because, exactly what Winston said, people were, making like terrible jokes about Chadwick Boseman because he was just so skinny. And, we'd only seen him like the last time we really saw him, he was Black Panther. He was radiant and like crazy in shape. Yeah. And then, I don't even know what the example is, but just like that picture of Zac Efron just came out, and like his face looks a little different. And like everyone's like, oh, he looks like this and this. Like, y'all really just didn't take anything from this, did you? Like, you just had the easiest, like hardest example of where you clown on someone, and it turns out they were literally in the middle of the hardest time and chemotherapy of their life, and we lost him unexpectedly. But then months later, no, we're gonna clown on this dude that looks a little different now too. It's just like, but yeah, and that's the thing, is that you see I don't know much about this gentleman, but just like obviously he's just like this primetime gladiator of a human that literally was the peak of physical fitness. And then you see him just like struck down, so just like not easily, but just something that you can't fight. And it's like it's like Superman, where like the one thing he can't save Pa Kent from wasn't a tornado, it was a heart attack. Mm-hmm. And so it's like something like that. It's like the one thing they can't fight is within them, and it's just it's so crazy to see that like sometimes you just can't fight things. But I'm glad the Chicago Bears are helping him out. I do feel like sports teams should do that more. Like, I don't know if there's like a minimum, years played or something like that, but like help them out with health insurance, because these guys give their lives and their bodies at such a young age for the entertainment of the rest of us. And then, after 5, maybe if you're lucky, 10 years, they just kind of throw you out and be like, oh, thanks for the memories. See you later. And so I'm glad the Chicago Bears are helping him out in some kind of way.
Well, you hear of the NFL retirement plan. I know a lot of people. I know a couple guys who run the alumni chapter in Chicago, and they do help out a lot of the. Yep.
You know what?
What happened?
Nothing. Anyway, and so they do make sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Make sure to try to take care of the players as much as they can. You even hear about people like Spice talk about his NFL retirement, how he's he gets paid doing that and stuff like that. So there, we don't think it's always what we believe it should be. I say that we believe, this is the NFL. They should make sure their players get this top of the line, blah 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 blah. But unfortunately, that's not the case.
Yep.
They're going to do the bare minimum.
Yeah. Bare minimum. Yeah. There is a GoFundMe campaign set up for Steve McMichael. It's at $75,000 right now out of the target $100,000. So I'm sure you can go find it there. And Chris Jericho, of all people, donated $2,500 to his care. Oh, I'm sorry. It's at $149,000 right now, and they raised the goal to $176,000. So pretty incredible stuff going on. But yes, Chris Jericho, $2,500 he donated towards Mongo McMichael. So there you go. All right, let's move on from this before I get in trouble. And Phil P says, I want to stop talking shit on Rocha. That's right. You don't know what I'm going through. I could have it. You just never know. All right. One more thing.
What did I miss, you fucking goons?
One more thing in the NFL here. Some changes were being made for the 2021 season here. Some voted on in terms of the competition committee. One of the big ones is that there's a new NFL uniform number rule, which allows quarterbacks, punters, and place kickers to wear his numbers 1 through 19, defensive backs 1 through 49, running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers 1 through 49, 80 to 89. Offensive linemen can wear 50 to 79, defensive linemen 50 to 79, and 90 to 99, and linebackers 1 to 59 and 90 to 99. And no one seemed to have an issue with this except Tom Brady. Tom Brady,
of course,
went to Instagram on Thursday to express his dissatisfaction, saying he thinks it's going to cause safety issues for the offense, such as identifying blitzers or who the middle linebacker of the defense is. He posted, he said, good luck trying to block the right people now. Going to make for a lot of bad football. Then he posted a screen capture of the story and the rule, tagged the NFL and the NFLPA with the words dumb and, quote, why not let the linemen wear whatever they want to? Why have numbers? Just have colored jerseys. Why not just wear the same number? This is dumb. All right.
Look. He needs to shut the fuck up. All right. You the goddamn GOAT, bitch. You got 7 rings.
Right.
You played in college. You know what they used to let people do? Wear whatever motherfucking number they want to call. Suck it up, man. You'll be fine.
Well, no, I get what he's saying, because 50's
I get it.
But first of all, the fact that Tom Brady is now on social media running his mill, that's the thing. It's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady with full carrot, bro.
That's weird, man.
Between Twitter and Instagram, Tom Brady be out here going.
Well, the real sad story for me, for these players that want to go back to their college numbers, or those numbers that brought them all that luck as children and shit like that, is that you have to buy out the remaining stock of your jersey at that number if you change numbers. So a lot of these players are like, hell yeah, I want to go back, as a running back, I had to put on the 22s, but I want to go back to 2. That was my shit. And they're like, all right, cool. You got to pay us $1 million to buy all the stock of your jerseys currently, and then we'll let you do that. And then they'll be like, what? I'm not going to spend a fucking $1 million to wear the number 2. Like, it doesn't make sense, So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see his argument, honestly. Like, I see, from the point of view, I'm 43 and I don't want to get touched anymore. Like, he's an old man. Like, as good as he is, he doesn't want to get, blindsided by anybody.
Right.
But, you're not going to identify a Jadeveon Clowney if he's wearing number 1. It's the biggest number 1 on the planet. You're going to see him getting a 3-point stance. He's going to be fucking running at you. You're going to see him.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this. Alvin Kamara said he was going to wear number 69, and I hope that happens. But yeah, it is just a marketing thing, because that's why Paul George went to 13. He wanted to be PG-13.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. So
I just would like somebody to wear 68 and their new name be "and I owe you one." That's all I want to say.
Bro, this is not
the XFL. I get
XFL. Yo, what if somebody takes the Ocho Cinco route and legally changes their name to +1? So then they're fucking
there you
68 plus one.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. No, I mean, in the past, to change numbers, you had to buy out the stock of all the jerseys that had your number on it. Then you could change the number.
It's the same
crazy
thing. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Now they're doing it without you needing to buy the stock, and it will go into full effect. So crazy stuff for sure. All right, see, and we'll talk about some other changes too. And listen, we only have 85 likes, but we got over 160 y'all watching us right now. So please give us a like, hit that thumbs up button if it's your first day on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button. That's the like button. Give us some love here. Some other rules that were thrown in here. Replay officials now are going to be even more a part of these decisions when it comes to replay. They are going to the officials themselves and the team, so the broadcasters who are watching these games are now going to have formal communications about some replay situations here going into the
good. That's like a good idea. No, who wants Joe Buck being responsible for a play overturned?
Yeah, right. They're going to consult with the referees on certain specific objective aspects of a play when clear and obvious video evidence is present. The replay officials will not be able to throw the flags or reverse calls on their own, but now they can offer referees advice based on what they've seen on broadcast replays in the areas of possession, completed or intercepted passes, location of the ball, or end line, or where a ball is placed near the end line, and whether a player is down by contact. Previously, they were limited to participating in plays that were under review. So this seems like it's going to add time, but also I'm so surprised that they don't have these TV angles already. So it's just very weird to me how this whole replay thing keeps needing to get tweaked over and over again in 2021. Just kind of crazy to me. What do you guys think about this? Yep. Okay, cool.
Call me, please.
Yes, Jay, please. Yes.
The only person I trust to do this is Tony Romo.
Yeah, because that's what Jeremy just said. The same thing. I trust Tony Romo with this. Yeah,
because Romo has been his commentary, him watching the game.
We stay winning, baby.
Tony Romo is gonna call. Well, you know what the referee did see was the holding on Tony Romo gonna call everything. Troy Aikman. Well, Dak actually got 12 yards on that. Troy Dak was sacked for 7. No, it was really a 12-yard gain. Troy, what the fuck are you looking at?
So maybe I missed part of the story.
Yeah.
You're saying that they're going to allow the announcers for the broadcast, not that work for the NFL, but work for the broadcasting company that is putting the game on, are going to be allowed to make decisions on replays?
They're going to allow the replay officials that show up on the broadcast, the people.
So like Mike Pereira and stuff like that.
Yeah, Pereira. Yeah, Chateau. That guy was it Gene Chateau, whatever that guy's name is.
Well, then I don't have a problem with that. I thought you literally meant they're going to be like, Joe Buck, what did you see down there? Well,
he was just making a joke.
I thought
he was just making a joke. Yeah, I don't think they're really going to allow Jack Buck.
I want to see Jake Glazer do it.
Yeah, right. No, that's why I was confused. I thought y'all were serious about that. But if it's
Bradshaw. Let Terry Bradshaw call.
Terry Bradshaw doesn't know where he is half the time.
Yeah,
Jay,
so
don't do this.
I know. That's why I'm mad. Terry, put your shirt back on. Terry, put your shirt back on.
Terry, put your pants on. They gave that guy a reality show.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I just but if it's the rule aficionados that work for like Fox and CBS and all of them, they very rarely get it wrong. And I'm actually okay with them having to say it. I genuinely thought you meant like Troy and Tony and Joe Buck and Mike Tirico, and I was like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. But these guys that you're talking about, they are literally either former referees or were experts in the rules, hence why they've been hired as the guy in the sky type shit. That wasn't pass interference. You just wipe it off his jersey. No, it's clear. Exactly. No, see there's too many men on the field. Like Tom Brady didn't understand that number belonged to a linebacker. He thought it was an extra player. Like it doesn't count.
I can't wait. Speaking of replay rule, I can't wait till that starts going. Like you just said, Winston, I can't wait till both of those things cross each other. The number issue and then a replay and well, why did he throw it that way? Well, because they changed the numbers. How long before we have to say, look, the season has happened now? Like we're 3 weeks in. Like you got to know, look, Odell Beckham Jr. is now wearing 27. Like something like that. Like they're not wearing your receivers aren't wearing teens anymore.
Goddard, any thoughts on this?
I don't. It feels like they're slowing this down. Like I like the third party thing. Like, hey, we're gonna send this to New York. No one on the field is gonna make this call. There's no bias. They showed someone in New York, like a referee in New York. Hey, this is the play. Cool. It's a catch. It's not a catch. It's a hold. It's not a hold. Well, like whatever the challenge is. Yeah. I don't know why they're adding more to it. Like it is so strange to me. Of like, oh well, what's your opinion? Like, who gives a shit what your opinion is? Like you're not working for the league. I don't know. But what money does it bring in, Jay?
Advertising dollars if you stretch the game out. You put in more commercials.
More commercials.
You put in more commercials.
But if less people are watching, that doesn't really make it better, though.
And that's the one thing I feel like college football does right, where like every play is reviewable by the third party. It's just like, oh, you know what? Like they'll just stop the game and be like, hey, by the way, that wasn't a catch. Like, oh, cool. And then you get and that's the thing. I don't get why of all the replay things, we have an old man sitting behind home plate. Like, that's a strike. I saw it. It was above his knee. That's a strike. No, it wasn't. It was outside. Nah, I saw that. You're out of the game there, pal. That's a strike.
First of all, I don't appreciate your Chicago accent.
Sorry.
It's a good one. I like it. It's a good one.
Hey, boy, he's a fucking strike.
I think he's on point.
Fucking strike.
What heart attack is that? It's it's a baker's dozen over there.
It could have been worse. He could have gone with the David Kaluuya and be like, me mom, me dad, they saw it. It was a strike. They had sex. Here I am.
Here I am.
Mama just being like,
she was like, what did he just say? Like,
don't put my business in the streets.
Fucking mad. Like that's how I know. He like there's. Do you know how every like person of color parent straight up. No matter how big or how you physically get or how big you get as a star or in success, goddamn well the things you don't do. This is how I know Daniel's gotten too big for his britches. The minute he called out his mom and his dad fucking to create him. I was like, his mom is going to beat his ass when he comes back to England, bro. She's going to beat his ass.
She was there. She was like,
she was there.
She was there.
No. She was in England. She was in England.
Okay.
She was in England. She was not there. Yeah. That's why.
She looked at his sister like. She looked at his sister was like.
Because the sister was like, oh, and the mom was like, what did he just say? That's why I thought maybe he was drunk or high, because I was like the speech is kind of going on a little bit. He just said his mom and dad be fucking like what?
They were overseas. He was feeling a little too bold after that win. He was like, they're not around. They're millions of miles away. I can say this. And
he said, Oscar winner, mama. I say whatever I want.
Did you hear what he said? He was like, well, his mom said, was he going to write a speech if he won? He was like, nope, I'm just going to wing it.
Yeah.
And the nominees for this ass whooping are
that guy was excited his dad did not pull out. There you go. Well said. Well said. Them too.
Glad that his dad decided not to start a super league and stay with the
all right, so real quick, some other rules that are going into effect in this. They've approved a relaxation of the rules for the numbers that players at certain positions can even wear on expanded practice squads. They've approved a 1-year experiment in an attempt to make it easier to recover onside kicks. They eliminated overtime in preseason games. Thank God. They changed the rule now because of one fucking play out of 40,000 plays last year that will force a loss of down if 2 passes are completed behind the line of scrimmage. It was a Tom Brady pass that bounced back, and he threw another one. And they approved the rule change.
What?
What?
Explain that.
There was a play last year where Tom Brady threw a forward pass, but it hit a lineman, bounced off his head, and then Tom Brady caught it and then tried to throw another one, and it was incomplete or complete. But they didn't penalize them for throwing 2 forward passes on the same play. How
that's a rarity for that to happen.
That's what I'm saying. It's a rarity, but I guess they wanted to do it because it's Tom Brady, I guess. They've also approved a rule change that ensures the enforcement of all accepted penalties during successive try attempts, defined as an opportunity for a team to score 1 or 2 additional points during one scrimmage down. And taunting. They're gonna crack down on taunting, not after you score touchdowns, But if you're talking shit between the players, they're going to start cracking down on that little bit more.
I'm okay with that because how many fights broke out because somebody was really running their mouth and like dumbasses were punching helmets.
Yes.
Let alone the fact that like I go back to what happened to Myles Garrett 2 years ago.
There you go.
And that Mason Rudolph was running his fucking mouth. So then when Myles Garrett decided to do something about it, that like he's the one that got the brunt of it, and Mason was like, "Well, I don't understand why he just came after me. That's crazy." So now all of a sudden, if Mason Rudolph is out here being like, "Myles Garrett, you ain't got no daddy," if that gets caught by the refs,
Myles Garrett erased his memory of what just happened.
Yes, he did.
So, like,
Yes, he did.
I really
Myles
think he was being honest. He's like, "What did I do? The cerebral cortex is gone now, so I don't know what
his
happened."
whole head. Mason Rudolph's past 3 minutes and 37 seconds were erased.
Guys, did you not know that Myles Garrett is actually a genius? He was trying to develop the first neuralizer. That's all that was right there.
Oh my God.
Where am I? Is the game still going? Are we good? Why are we not lining up?
And one more rule before we move on to the NBA here real quick is that they're going to start looking at offensive holding a little more seriously this year. Last year was the lowest percentage of offensive holding calls, I think, in 25 years. So they're looking to kind of be breaking down or calling that a little bit more in 2021. So be aware of that.
What if that means that the players are getting better about not holding? What the fuck? Why are you trying to find a problem?
Well, because there is a lot of because in replays they find a hole all the time.
They're finding more.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're finding way.
Right.
You look at replays
Because players
they're
are getting away with it. They're not getting called. They're going to try to get away with it.
Okay.
All
All
That's
right.
what they feel
and it's mainly when we're looking at the replays of is this an illegal hit on the quarterback? That's when they were like, well, that was a hold he got away with, which is fucked up because now you were like, okay, I got away with this. They're not calling this illegal penalty. Move forward. But now they're like, no. The hit was legal, but we got a holding. Now that's gonna. Whoo.
And it's like. It's like, when Shaq asked, like, man, he's fouling me. He's like, they're fouling you every play. Do you want me to call a foul every single play? And it's like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't call these penalties, but there's a hold every play, either on the outside or on the line. So it's like, do you want a holding penalty every single play? Like, I'm okay with them getting, more strict about it because there really is a holding penalty every play. So maybe like once every other series. But it's like you could call a hold every single down if you wanted to.
Please don't let them play. Because I'll turn it off if every single play is holding, so no one ever moves forward. I'm not saying that we should just allow cheating, but like if you're gonna call this every play, I will not watch. I'm already teetering. I mainly watch now, partially because of fantasy football and because of the show. Because I have my own beefs with the NFL where I'm kind of off it. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Well, remember with the replacement refs, how long the games were going almost 4 hours. And they were like, no. When they start seeing the time of the games, if the game starts going more than 3.5, because it's only supposed to go 3. If the game go more than 3.5 and this is without an overtime, that should be cut down quickly.
Yep.
I'm looking right now at this double pass rule that they're talking about. So basically, that's what it was. It was the Tom Brady threw it forward, it bounced off a lineman back to him, and then he threw it again and got an 8-yard gain by Mike Evans. And it's a penalty because you can't throw it again. The Rams declined the penalty for an illegal forward pass, and the 8-yard completion stood. Now they're saying it'll be the loss of down. So in the case of Brady's pass, the Bucs would have had 3rd and 15 if the Rams accepted the penalty, giving them another chance to get the first down. Now with the rule change, it would put the Bucs in 4th and 15 if the Rams accepted the penalty. So it helps you to kind of go after a little bit. But it was the only time that happened last year in over 40,000 plays. So a weird
Tom Brady was not
that out.
It's called Tom Brady wasn't supposed to win the Super Bowl. We need to make sure he doesn't do it again.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. It was an 8-yard pass too. Like it wasn't like a touchdown to win a game or anything. It was an 8. Like, oh my God.
It's funny. They were quick to go and correct that. Right. But nothing about the fact that the Rams yet again stole a goddamn Super Bowl appearance from the Saints. You ain't gonna worry about pass interferences and shit like that.
Didn't they revoke that challenge rule now? Didn't they revoke the pass interference challenge rule too? Isn't that that literally you did the wrong thing, NFL.
Right.
Like you stopped one thing that did change a game, like literally a game winning drive. And then literally just like, 8-yard pass that Tom Brady did. We got you, fam. It's like, what?
All right, let's move on to the NBA here, Kevin. Oh, wait, I should read some of these Streamlabs. Sorry about that. Or a couple of these super chats that have rolled through. Okay, they're not on the screen, so I'll just read them off here. Fred Tastic says, watching this skit, I think he was talking about skit Winston playing the mom coming home, is giving me PTSD. Too funny. Xavier Black Wiley said, this is for Winston for knowing his international soccer talk about Team USA. But in our defense, the USA has a golden age of young talent overseas. True. It's slowly building overseas.
Which helps, because the big thing about soccer that the reason why it's going to take a while for the USA, Jay, to catch up is because of the way that these – no, Jay called me out. He said, stop calling it America, call it the U.S. Fine. I'm trying to correct myself. I can accept that. I can take criticism. Merca. There we go. We're Merca. That's what it is. Merca. They have these systems set up that from a young age, you end up going into like essentially these camps and these systems to help build you up as a young talent, like soccer talent over in Europe and in South America, that then once you get to a professional whatever, that you just like look to bring money back into those said organizations that help you become who you are. That's it. We don't do that here. We have like obviously some of these pro, like, Cam Newton has his camp and Kevin Durant has his camp for basketball. Like, we have little things like that, but we don't have a system where we're essentially training the next superstars of the league. And when they have that leg up over in Europe and in South America, how the fuck we gonna catch up if we're not sending our best talent and we're not prepping them to be able to like play on the same level? So the more we send kids over like that, I think we have a shot. But until that happens, like,
and also their best talent is growing up playing together. Yeah, like ours. That's the thing is that ours isn't. So like they're like when they come together for the Olympics or the World Cup or whatever, like they at least know each other. Be like, oh, like I know you do this and stuff like that. But like we're like, oh, who the fuck are you? Like
that's what Ben. You're absolutely right. That's the next step after what Winston said. You send them over there, but then they come back and they're playing with their national teammates that are nowhere near the level that they're at. So it's like they're not getting better by playing with these guys. They almost have to kind of reduce their talent a little bit just to be able to be on the same page with these guys, and that's not a good thing overall. All right, let's move on into the NBA. As I said, oh no, I'm sorry. Scott Welsh said, just want to say thanks to all four of you guys for the laughs on all your different shows. From Twitter, pick one athlete ever to have an injury-free career. Mine is Mario Lemieux, who had back issues and missed time due to Hodgkin's lymphoma, my NHL GOAT. Yeah, real quickly, one athlete you could pick to have had an injury-free career. I guess
Grant Hill.
On the heels of the Sean Lee thing. Huh?
Grant Hill.
Oh, good choice, bro. Good choice.
I got to say Derrick Rose. Youngest
MVP. Yeah.
I thought that's where you were going. I was trying to think of someone else because I figured you were going to go Derrick Rose, Jay. But just like youngest MVP, like brought Chicago to the playoffs so many times, like wonder, like, because he's still playing great. He's on the Knicks now, right? He's still playing great, but just like imagine not having those lost years, because like dude was just like launching himself in the air for the craziest plays and stuff like that, and hitting game-winning threes. So I know it's like a recency bias thing, and I know there's other great ones, but just like seeing Derrick Rose just be his MVP throughout his whole would be amazing.
And he lost his explosiveness.
He did.
Yeah, well, because he got scared. Because he
got scared.
He came back because that was the thing. He fucked up one knee, then he came back and was still playing with the explosiveness. But for a quarter of a season before the other knee went out, and then he got scared. And I don't blame him for being scared after both knees failed you. I do not blame you. But if I had to pick, I would either say Bo Jackson, or if I'm being biased, then it's a two-way tie between Romo and Sean Lee. Because Romo, honestly, I know people love to clown him for a lot of those interceptions. How many different games was he playing out here? Like a lot of those interceptions where the nigga has like 3 broken ribs and he's still playing through it, and he still puts up 400 fucking yards and 2 touchdowns. But he he's tired after taking a few shots throughout the game. And he's like, oh, my ribs. And then the ball goes straight into the hands of a defender, Yeah. And then Sean Lee, we talked about at the start of the thing, how effective he was for our defense and being that floor general. And then how many seasons did he just miss? Because he just couldn't stay healthy. So.
I think Bo Jackson would have been is my number one choice always, but I like the suggestion from David in the chat. Penny Hardaway. Penny was incredible. People forget.
Yeah.
People forget how fucking great Penny Hardaway was before that leg injury. Completely derailed him, completely changed him. I think he could have led a team to a
All
title.
right. Possibly. Since we're going to do Penny, there's one more we got to add.
Okay.
T-Mac.
Oh, yeah. All right. That's fair.
If we're going to say Penny, Grant Hill, and Derrick Rose, you legitimately have to add Tracy McGrady. And he's in the hall. He's in the hall now.
Yeah.
But Tracy McGrady's career would have been way more if no injuries.
Actually, y'all, I think Scott Welsh has the answer. Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Tiger was on the road to become the greatest ever. And then that injury happened, and that it wasn't even the cheating. I know that people were saying that was it. It was those back injuries. And
I still even think like people are saying he is the greatest ever, even though Jack has more titles. Like
they're still saying he's the great. Yep, they're still.
That's the thing.
The only person coming close is Jordan Spieth.
I get what Scott and you were saying, Winston. Like to have him, beat the numbers and stuff like that. But it's not quite the LeBron Michael argument because like just Tiger's presence, like no one was bigger than Tiger. Like he's literally still the face of golf, and like he's not even qualifying for Masters now. Like I don't know. I understand it. Like Yao Ming would be another one. Yao Ming and Greg Oden. Like and Greg never got the chance to play, so I would have loved to see Greg play. But Yao Ming, like there's that if there's this video of like him playing Shaq for the first time in his rookie year, and there's like 5 back-to-back buckets to start the game, and Yao was just going right at Shaq, and Shaq was like trying to sun him and be like, "Oh, welcome to the league, rookie," and Yao was just like, "Nope, bucket." Like, so Yao Ming would be another one for me.
These are all great choices. I love them. Possibly, I'm not throwing this out there craziness. If Greg Oden never gets injured, what do we get from Greg Oden? I wonder.
It's just it's a mystery. That's the thing. Like all these players like are already great, and just like they lost a few years. But like Greg Oden, we honestly never saw. And people were saying Brandon Roy in the chat. Imagine Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Greg Oden would have all been on the same team, and a young Dame Lillard would have been there. Like a rookie would have been in there with Brandon.
Portland would have been the nastiest thing.
Portland would have been disgusting. Like they would have been like just like a team that could beat anybody on any given night.
I was looking at someone here mentioning Allen Houston as well. Yep, Allen Houston for the Knicks after he signed that massive deal and just went down with injuries subsequently. So great points all around. But someone who is coming back from injury is Kevin Durant. Had 33 points to lead the Nets last night. Played really, really well. Like he hadn't missed the beat. Came into the game in the second quarter and still got 33 points to lead his Nets. Oh, but we lost Ben there. But pretty incredible work there by Kevin Durant to beat the Phoenix Suns 128-119. Here. And, they're looking at Kevin Durant. His 687 points with the Nets this season are the 4th most through a player's first 25 games with the team over the past 40 seasons. And this guy's been out with injury during those 25 games. So pretty incredible. He's been throughout the first half of the season, not through 25 games. But yeah, he's got that there. He's only Orlando Woodbridge, LeBron James, and Dominique are the only players above him, and he looked good, and Kyrie Irving looked great as well, 34 points last night. But the other side of this is that James Harden is now looking like he is out. He's had a setback with his hamstring injury. He is out until possibly the playoffs. And looking at the stats here, according to ESPN Stats and Information Research, no NBA championship team has ever had all 3 of its leading scorers in terms of points per game miss double-digit regular season games. So are we like, is this Nets thing going to happen this year? I know Jay thinks it's over 2 years.
No, because that's the same thing you could say with the Lakers because LeBron and AD out like that.
But they've already got their kid.
But AD came back and he's looking good. Like here's I think this goes back to what I was saying last week though. They literally brought in Sid's fucking broken toys from Toy Story, put them on a fucking team, and was like, let's see if we can make something come of this. Now, if all of these cats are like still in their prime or they're still healthy, this is the most undefeatable team we've ever fucking seen. But I think now we're realizing why the Nets kept trying to find all these older vets that are like, you want to win a ring this season and try and beat LeBron? Nobody, like Kyrie, it sounds like it's an emotional injury that's going on that he's in and out when he sees fit.
Yeah.
Now Harden's dealing with the hamstring because he was putting on this MVP caliber. Like, he essentially left Houston where he had the team on his back came to the Nets where he unfortunately had to put the team on his back because of all the injuries and now injured himself. KD's up and down with the injuries. Blake Griffin's had injury stuff for however long. I don't know what DeAndre Jordan's got left in the tank. LaMarcus Aldridge came for like a week and said, fuck this shit, I'm out, and fucking retired. And I know that was because he's dealing with blood clot issues like Bosch, right?
Yeah, it was a regular heartbeat.
It was the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. I think that's where they're in trouble, really, is I think that they did this on purpose in the sense that it's like, you're all really good, but there's all, like, one little crack in the armor here and there. So let's see if we can Megazord our way through this and figure it out. So,
yeah. I don't disagree.
Well, you're slowly starting to see the effects of that quick turnaround. You know, we had the bubble, and then, like, oh, by the way, the season's starting on Christmas. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like LeBron didn't get to spend his $1 million on his upkeep, which like he needs. The guy's 36 and I think he's missed like maybe 50 games in his career before this year or before joining the Lakers. Like the guy was almost Cal Ripken. Like the fact that he's going to the finals every single year and not missing any games. And so it's like, it takes a toll traveling and, playing up and down the court against the most elite athletes in the world. Yeah. So it's going to take a toll. And I'm wondering if I think someone's going to sneak in and possibly beat both. Like the Nuggets look great. The Jazz look great. Like the Warriors, I mean, Steph is finally like coming into his own really and like leading the team. Yeah. And like I don't, we all had the Lakers and Nets like shoehorned into the finals, and I don't know if either of them make it. Honestly, like Philly and Boston are slowly starting to gain their traction. Like
the Knicks on a 9-game winning streak in fourth
place now. Like, and that's the thing. Like we just saw the Heat led by Jimmy Butler and Tyler Herro make it to the finals. Anybody can beat anybody in these 7-game series, especially if you're not.
But Denver doesn't have Jamal Murray anymore. They're out.
The Nuggets might, but
so that
Jazz are looking great though, man.
I mean, the Jazz are still in this, but the Nuggets not having Jamal Murray hurts so much.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon's on the Nuggets, right?
Yes,
he's playing out of his mind right now.
He needs to because without Jamal as their point, they need
that's the thing. Jamal is borderline irreplaceable, especially in this year. But I'm saying like they are like more team oriented than most like elite level basketball teams, and so. Like,
I think. Go ahead, Winston. What were we going to say?
I mean, I obviously don't wish any ill on anybody, but I feel like by Jamal going out actually gives the Mavericks a chance to like kind of sneak in there and maybe do a little damage in the playoffs because we're on that bubble, unfortunately, with
let's take a look here.
with like teams that are like good but aren't quite there type situations. There's kind of the ups and downs.
5 through 10, I feel like are really close in the West.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mavericks are. Yeah, they're 3 games away from being in 10th place, and the Warrior, and they're 3 games away from being above the Lakers in 5th place. So insane to think about for your Mavericks. They can go either way for sure.
I need the Bulls to get their shit together. Like,
no, bro, my Wizards took your spot, bro. Enjoy being out of the playoffs, dude.
Man, like by a spot, like by a half a slot, like because it's 10 teams now, right?
It's 10, but my Wizards is looking.
I know. The Wizards. The Wizards are like right over. Like we were supposed to have jailed by now. Those skids we went on, those 2 different skids hurt bad.
Yeah,
bro. Like, I'm just really happy that we're right now outside of the little stupid ass little playoff. Like that's
I think it's where the Spurs are. I think we're like in 9th or 10th right now. Which hey, you know,
but you are in 9th. Yep.
But I still stand by, and this is what's so fucking stupid here. There is no reason, because instead of this little playoff, I think what should actually happen, I get that you have your 2 conferences, but it's clear that this shit is just not even. I'm once again going to be really offended if like the 10th place team in the West is better than 6 through 10 in the East. That's not okay. That's genuinely not okay. I'm sorry. Like that's bullshit.
I don't agree with you at all. I think my Wizards.
I know you don't.
Shit out of the Warriors. They just did it the other night.
I get it, but I'm still looking at what your silly ass record is, and I'm glad that you guys have moments that you show up. But why is it then that 31 out of the 30 games the Warriors are doing 31 out of 61 games they're doing what they need to do, but only 27 out of your 60 games are you doing what you need to do. Like that's
we're figuring it out. We have some injuries.
God damn
Did you know? Did you know?
I like how he's trying to weasel his way through. We'll figure it out though. Like,
we had some injuries. He just lost a rookie the other day. Come on. No, I'm just happy we figured out to even remotely be in the conversation for the playoff because I was ready to buy a Russell Westbrook jersey, and then 2 weeks into the season, I was like, I think I'm gonna save that money. I'm not gonna buy no damn jersey. now I want to buy the jersey.
See, I got the cheap generic San Antonio Spurs jersey. Like no one's name is on it.
There's no name.
It's no name for every day of the week.
That's smart. That's the smart way to play.
I almost bought a Kawhi jersey. I almost didn't. I was like, I don't know if this dude's gonna stay or not.
Man, I'm not buying no damn Bulls jersey because I don't know nobody to buy them right now. I don't trust no name on that team.
Man, just go and get you a Rose, man. I think that's still an iconic classic. Like that year was insane. And that's I know we would have loved to have seen what it would have ultimately been. But I even give credit to people like Jeremy Lin, who I know now is playing in like the G League and all that, that's where he's at right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I get that, and I know that kind of sucks, but Lin's sanity was literally one of those moments where you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? So you can still honor Derrick Rose with your Derrick Rose jersey, and you know what I'm saying? Like, do the damn thing, bro.
One last thing we should get into before we wrap up here. The show has been a fast 2 hours for sure. Is this thing in the title here about Jeanie Buss? Jeanie Buss was asked on the podcast that she was on. Where the hell did I put that thing? Oh, there it is. She was on the podcast called All the Smoke that Matt Barnes and Steven
love
Jackson.
that fucking podcast.
It is a good podcast.
It's so good.
They are spiritual brothers for sure, because both those guys do not hold back their opinions on shit. But she was on with them, and she was asked about her top 5 most important Lakers. Important Lakers. She started with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, then said LeBron James, and then had to be prompted to say Magic. And she said, oh, Magic. Yes, of course, Magic. Magic might be my number 1. Then she struggled to get that 5th spot and then said Phil Jackson. So a lot of people are kind of upset that she didn't mention Shaquille O'Neal or Jerry West or even Elgin Baylor and some other people, Nick Van Exel. No, I'm just joking. But so there was like issues here.
Robert Horry had issues. You'll go Robert Horry next.
Robert Horry, yeah, Derek, whatever his name is. So what did you guys?
Derek, whatever his name is.
What did you guys think of this situation? Do you think this is just Jeanie? Because I mean, LeBron brought her first title as an owner, so she kind of has a little special place in her heart. But Magic should have been the first name out of her mouth. I feel like. But
LeBron changed the trajectory of the franchise for her.
Okay.
Because if they wouldn't have made it, they'd have been like, "Oh, look at Jeanie Buss can't do shit with the Showtime Lakers."
That's a fair point.
I'm not saying that you don't keep. I'm not saying that you don't make sure you keep track of your history, but you have to remember it's based off of. She left out Luke Walton. I mean, you have to go based off of the things that she was directly. I know maybe she was a kid or a young woman but like. Who, while again, like you said, her tenure as owner and running things, who did that? The relationship she personally had with Kobe. Like you said about LeBron turning things around. She obviously had a relationship with Phil. That was probably hard for her to openly be like, I guess my ex, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that let's give her at least a little bit of credit here. But like, that's the other thing.
Oh my God.
My ex, okay?
Fine.
Now, if the question was players, then fine. I think you do maybe need to give her a little bit of smoke, ironically being on All the Smoke that she mentioned Phil and not another player. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that she doesn't have love for Shaq, but Shaq had a relationship with Dr. Buss. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was. So I think like we gotta like also you're putting somebody on the spot. Like it is what it is. Like if you ask me top 5 Mavs of all time, I gotta be like, fuck, okay, Dirk, Jason Kidd, Luke is already probably in that fucking conversation. And then I'm like, Steve Nash when he was there for like 4-5 years, and I guess Michael Finley, my nigga. I don't know what the fuck to tell
You need to put some respect on Chuck Person's name. Wasn't Chuck Person?
JJ Barea.
Come on.
JJ Barea.
Tyson Chandler for his 1 year.
Michael Finley, bro.
Sean Bradley sometimes. I don't know.
Sean Bradley.
It's like one of the most historic franchises in sports. Like, you know, if you give me top 5 Spurs, it's going to be the big 3, Pop and David Robinson. Like that's it. Like George Gervin is up there too.
The Iceman.
The Iceman. But like he's number 6, and like there's other people, you know, like Bruce Bowen and stuff like that. But the Lakers, come on.
Yeah,
Look,
the Lakers.
That's like saying the Bulls. Everybody's gonna say
Michael Finley could be up on my list too.
We're just gonna be like, look, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. We got to pick a white boy because it's like which way?
Steve Kerr, bro. You can take
Is it
Kerr.
Paxton? Is it Kerr Paxton?
Is it Kerr Paxton?
Yeah, I mean that's a.
You see what I'm
Steve
saying?
Kerr for his speech. Steve Kerr for his speech saying Michael begged me to get. It's like I'm going to give you the ball, Steve.
Oh yeah, Steve Kerr because he stood up to
Michael in the mouth.
He punched Michael in the mouth.
And he won. Keep talking to me like that.
And he won titles, whereas Paxton drowned your team in a shallow pool. Man, I mean, Kerr did a better job winning titles. Paxton drove your team into the dirt, man. You know that. Let me help.
Yes.
Let me help Winston out. Dirk Nowitzki, Mark Aguirre, Ronaldo Blackman, Derek Harper, Michael Finley is number 5 on this list, bro.
I made it. Told you. But also, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go and look at what the stat is. This just a ranking based off of stats?
Yeah, stats and everything. Jason Kidd,
but see,
6th, Jason Terry.
Dude, this is only Luka's 3rd year. Luka has already made that top 5. The shit he's doing doesn't make sense. Like, fuck the stats for a second and just look at the percentage stats, the average like season stats that he's putting up, and he's clearly already made top 5.
And he's not even doing with Porzingis holding up his end of the bargain. So Luka's doing incredible work.
Jesus, let us go get a superstar that can stay healthy to come play with him. Holy fuck, we're unstoppable. You give us, god damn it! If we had an Anthony Davis or LeBron James right now, no one is stopping us, bro.
Yeah,
fuck.
True. Steve Nash is another one. Steve Nash, certainly, for sure, before he went to Phoenix. So, a lot of choices.
Get a Splash Brother for him. Get him something. Fuck, man.
A Splash Brother for him, not the Splash Brothers.
That's what I'm saying. Fight him with Klay Thompson, goddammit. Like, come the fuck on.
All right. Well, she's got some smoke for it, so certainly it was the right podcast for her to be on to talk about it. But look, it's Jeanie Buss. She's been around the organization for her entire life. So give her a little bit of a credit here, a little bit of a break that she can name her top 5. It's always a subjective list, and I agree with Winston. Like, it must have been tough to say her ex, but give her credit that she did because she did win multiple titles.
She was like Kobe. What was her list again? Say it again real quick.
It was Kobe, LeBron James,
Kareem.
Okay, so she was like right, Magic, and then Phil, right? So like Kobe, of course, Kareem, LeBron, obviously. Shit.
What about
Magic? Magic. Okay, and what about a 5th one? Fuck, I don't.
So you counted. You had something personal with a 5th one.
I don't fucking know. Phil Jackson. Fuck. God damn it.
She probably ended that podcast like, y'all gonna edit this out, right? You're not gonna put this out there.
Phil's meditating somewhere. I heard he was like, "Namaste, motherfucker, namaste." All right, let's do some quick super chats. We'll get on out of here. Xavier Black Wilder says, "I'm glad Harden is out. That karma as a Rockets fan, that fat lemon pepper wing eating bum deserves what he gets. I hope the Knicks, Bucks, 76ers, and Hawks kill it." Wow, yikes, Xavier, yikes.
He from Houston.
Well, speaking of Houston, I guess John Wall is going to miss the rest of the season due to a hamstring injury.
Good. Let him stay out. He deserves better than Houston.
John Wall.
No, I don't hate John Wall. I think he deserves better.
It was Bradley Beal you hated.
No, I know. I like.
Which one was it you didn't like?
John Wall was my problem because of that contract and him talking shit around Beal and being more cocky than he needed to. But I don't hate the kid. I'm glad we made the trade. I don't wish him ill.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying
the Wizards. He drove me nuts.
Sean Merriman. That I know someone out here saying I didn't say Josh Howard or Jason Terry, but Sean Merriman's goofy ass fucking shot.
You mean Sean Marion?
Sean
not
Merriman
Merriman.
played for the Chargers.
Yeah, he's a linebacker.
Sorry, Sean Marion. I'm sorry.
John Merriman fucked Tila Tequila.
No. Sorry, Sean Marion. I'm sorry.
The kids, if they know who Tila fucking Tequila is. Never have you dated yourself more than identifying Sean Merriman as the guy who dated Tila.
Yeah, I did.
You're about 3 generations of influencers too late on that.
Guys, she was the queen of MySpace. I swear to God, she was amazing.
Man, MTV when they was running shit when it wasn't all Rob Dyrdek and ridiculousness. Let me tell you about Tila Tequila.
That has been on almost as long as fucking Sesame Street.
The Simpsons.
No. It's past the Simpsons, but before Sesame Street at this point, bro. They were able to do a 24-hour ridiculousness marathon with all.
What you mean 24? What you mean 24, bro? If you look at the programming, if it wasn't for Wild 'N Out coming back, they were running nothing.
Ridiculousness. I know. That's what's so fucking insane.
What's the blonde's name? Who was riding the coattails of all that? Chanel St. West or whatever her name is.
Chanel West Coast.
She must be so happy. She do nothing and make all that money. Alex Tornife. Exactly. Who's your MVP in the NBA right now? I'm really thinking it should be Steph. He's on another level at the moment, and Golden State is in playoff contention. That said, it'll probably be Jokic or Embiid, maybe Chris Paul. MVP right now?
What about Randall? Julius Randle, man. Like, Steph's got, like, the system. Like, Randall is with the messy-ass Knicks, and he's got them to 4th place.
Yep.
Like,
I think it's got to be be Steph. And
Steph is showier for sure. Like, he'll get the votes, but Randall deserves some credit, man.
Okay.
But I think the other thing, though, is like everybody kept saying that the only reason Steph was doing what he was doing is look at this insane all-star 73 win-ass team he has around him. That's why he, like, for him to not only be doing that, but be like, for the same argument of having Randall bringing the Knicks to 4th, the argument that the Warriors, who were the worst team in basketball, are on the cusp of making the playoffs and actually doing something with it. Like, I think you gotta like, you know, it's just, I get there's more flash. I agree with you. There's more flash to Steph's game than Randall, but I gotta give it to Steph right now, personally.
Fair enough. We also have one that just came in here from Olusegun. Oh yeah, well, I always try my best to say that right. Hey guys, it's been a hot minute, but what's your personal top 3 list for NBA MVP? Mine is Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Steph Curry, and I'm a Nuggets fan. Certainly Joel Embiid. I mean, Embiid has been incredible for these Sixers. They're on a 4-game losing streak right now, but Embiid's doing all he can to keep them in these games a majority of the time. So certainly you can't leave him out of the conversation. And I would throw Bradley Beal or Russell in there, to be honest with you, because we wouldn't be in this position without those two catching fire together.
I mean,
it's like people are getting tired of Russell Westbrook's triple doubles, but I'm like, they're not getting easier to get, y'all. Just because he gets them every night. Like, I know it's like the age of, you know, what have you done for me lately? He's doing quite a bit lately, actually. So
only because it's the league of no defense. I still feel like that. I mean, I get triple doubles are not easy. But with this defense non-existent ass league, it's easier to do it. Defense don't exist in the NBA now.
Well, yes, I agree with that, but I think that's where I will tip my hat to what Goddard just said. If you're out asking me for my 3, if you're asking for my 3, it goes.
Side note, real quick, breaking news. Gavin Newsom recall clears the signature threshold to qualify for the ballot.
Oh boy,
that's fine. What y'all want? You want? Fucking,
I don't want Caitlyn Jenner. I don't.
I was gonna say, is that what you want, Caitlyn? Go ahead.
Hell no.
You can all right.
Hell to
last time we did this, we ended up with the governor and then ended up in a massive debt. So whatever.
Yeah.
The other thing about it, I get why people are upset, and I get the bullshit that he pulled, but we're also now the leading state in non-new fucking cases of COVID and have more people vaccinated than any other state. So I'm really confused here. Like, I know he fucked up, but like he's chilling right now and actually looks like the best governor in the game based off of that. But it doesn't matter. If we're putting our top 3, it would go in order for me: Curry, Embiid, and then Randall. I think Randall definitely is that third one in the conversation for sure.
I like that idea as well. Jay, do you have anything you want to chime in with these?
I haven't followed it too closely.
Okay.
I've watched it, but I haven't followed it close enough to have a top 3 for the MVP race right now. Because it's just, again, I find it hard to watch. I watch the games at times, but I find it hard to really get into it with no defense. I'm gonna be that dude. Like the lack of defense in the NBA is really upsetting. Like I get we're high powered. Everybody's a high powered offense now. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. That's fine. But every game should not be 140 to 114.
Yeah, that's fair. Anybody to add here, Goddard? Or are you good?
No, those three are for sure the three. Randall would be like number 4 as well. Russell could be on there. But yeah, with dropping out of Anthony Davis and LeBron and Harden and Durant, losing all the superstars now. So it's unfortunate.
For sure. Real quick, Roberto Arso says if a lot of these running backs who are 5'10", 5'11", would have played soccer instead of football, then the U.S. would have won a World Cup already. Oh, please. If we didn't have those 4 other leagues, we'd have won multiple World Cups like the women have been doing for the last few years, for sure. I don't disagree with that. Let's see. One last. Okay, so yeah, all that's in. Is it? I just want to make sure I got to everybody. Yes, I got to everybody. All right, let's get on out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us for this live episode of Game Time. Much love to all of you. Thanks for the Stream Live Super Chats as well. Let's go around the horns here where people can find you. Let's start. Jay Washington, where can they find you, brother?
Twitter, Instagram is down below. Mr. J Washington is Rocha has 16,000 subscribers. There's a bunch of thousands of y'all. Hopefully, watch after this. Subscribe. hit the follow button on those socials. Tomorrow is a pretty big day, man. It's our 100th episode of Blurs in the Hood over on the channel for me and Mr. Winston A. Marshall.
Nice.
So we got some big announcements we're doing, and I'm trying to work on some big guests. But 2 p.m. tomorrow. 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast, youtube.com/Blurs in the Hood. I am sleepy. I need a nap because I got to do. And also tonight, I will be doing the Hot Tub Home Edition comedy show with Kurt Braunholer and Kirsten Shaw. I have.
Nigga, you gonna tell jokes from a hot tub?
Nice.
No, the name of the show is called Hot Tub, but I'm telling the jokes from right at this wall, nigga. At this wall.
Hey, I'm gonna do a hot tub stream.
I was gonna say you should get in the kiddie pool and tell your jokes. And then just put a fire next to it or something so it's a little warm. Oh, get one of them restaurant fucking umbrella things with the heater.
Winston, where can they find you, man?
You can find me at the Swaggy Blurred. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. That's all my socials: Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Facebook, YouTube. Like he said, 100th episode of Blurs in the Hood tomorrow. Other than that, the Inner Geekdom show on Friday will be this week. I'm going to be talking about the whole of season 1 of Invincible. The season finale is popping off this week. So, I
thought it was 10 episodes.
To my knowledge, it was 8.
Oh, okay.
It was 8 as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all that being said, obviously, I've been talking Falcon and Winter Soldier on the show. That has just ended. We have some time before another MCU show and stuff. So, I'm going to talk about all of Invincible. We'll obviously cover this last episode, but we'll talk about season 1 and everything. So, come and hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. That's it right now.
There you go. And Mr. Goddard, thanks so much for joining us, man. Where can they find you? Everything you got going on?
Always happy to be here. Everywhere at the Ben Goddard, y'all. Probably be live on Twitch sometime tonight, just hanging out. So come hang out with me. And then I actually will be doing a hot tub stream soon. I got access to a hot tub, and all the ladies be killing it with these hot tub streams, man. I'm gonna get in on this money.
Also,
I gotta see that. Yeah,
Ben will fight a bobcat for you. Okay,
bro. Right. That video,
I know.
I would have fucking just shot put at that thing, man.
But I tagged in somebody that this one girl was like, it seemed like she was joking, but this black chick who loves to shit on dudes, she was like, see, that's the problem. Ain't no men fighting bobcats with women no more. and I retweeted it and I said, I know one man that is, and it was a picture of Ben Goddard doing his fucking hair for the showdown and shit. I was like,
oh, I love it. Hot tub Ben. Gotta give it up. Hot tub Ben.
Baby.
I like it. All right, you guys can always find me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and Instagram. See all the stuff we got going on. We just did our Falcon and Winter Soldier finale review with Mike Kalinowski that dropped. We did it live on Saturday night, so it's up there for you all to watch if you want to hear. It's 3 hours. We went 3 hours on that review.
How deep did y'all go into black? How deep did y'all go into blackness?
A lot. You know I'm on the show, so you know we're going into the blackness. You know how it is.
All the way to Black Atlanta, baby.
All the way to Black Atlanta, son, and back. All the way to Black Atlanta and back, man. I went across the whole coast. Also, Also, we got so much going on this week.
God
Don't
damn
forget, the
God damn
Jedi
it.
Way is back on Wednesday.
God damn it.
Don't forget Impolite Truths on Thursday. And what I got tomorrow? Oh, Outlaw Nation Show. Bibiani's my guest tomorrow night. He's back to hang out with me for a couple of hours. We're going to have a little fun. The Beast and the Outlaw having a little fun busting balls. So, and pay attention. Stay tuned for stuff. I got a new show that I'm dropping that will be happening on Fridays on the Outlaw Nation channel next month. We're going to make the announcement in the next few days for sure. I'm excited for y'all to see this. And my co-host is someone that you've seen before in the past. So, all right, on this channel. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Much love to you guys. Thank you all so much. And we'll see you next time. Another brand new episode of Game Time. Peace.